Hey everyone, this is Jay Williams, and welcome to my channel, Comic Blast. Today we are going over the first appearance of Superman, Action Comics Issue 1. This is going to be a comic review, of course, given the first iconic cape superhero. How the story starts is that Superman isn't sent to the Kents, he is sent to an orphanage in this first appearance. Also, they give his powers away, describing the two powers that he has, the strength of an ant, and can hop as far as a grasshopper, which would go past several city buildings. So Superman does a lot of tasks, and one of them is to save an innocent woman. He has the actual murderess and leaves her outside of the governor's house. Of course, the butler has none of it and tries to protect the governor, but Superman just picks him up and walks up the stairs. As Superman goes to the room of the governor, the bedroom that is, he sees that the door is made out of steel and just rips it out like it's a sheet of paper. This shocks the butler. Of course, due to the urgency, Superman wakes up the governor. The governor is all confused. Then the butler walks in and shoots Superman in the chest. Superman is left unharmed. There is a paper that proves that another woman who's about to be electrocuted is innocent and he has the real murderess. The governor calls the police department or the police so that the woman isn't electrocuted. So thanks to Superman, she was saved. So we go to the Daily Star. Nope, not the Daily Planet. Back then it was called the Daily Star. Of course, there's a chief at the Daily Star. It doesn't say if it's Perry White, as Perry White is not mentioned in this comic book at all. He tells Clark Kent that he wants him to find out about Superman. But Clark Kent is just like, well, if I can't find out about Superman, no one can. Well, as Clark Kent walks out of the office, another reporter tells him about 211 Court Avenue, which is the address to a wife beater. Superman handles him by beating the crap out of him. The guy tries to get tough with him, but you can tell that that didn't work out as he throws him against the wall. That's the way he beats the crap out of the wife beater. So guys, don't beat your wives, or Superman's going to come after you and beat you. Just a fair warning. Here we also get the first appearance of Lois Lane, who goes on a dance with Clark Kent. Hesitantly, because there's a lot of reasons why she wouldn't go out with Clark Kent, as you will find out. Along going on with this dance, there's a guy named Butch, who wants to dance with Lois Lane. Now this guy is a very nasty man, and he will pick up a fight with Clark Kent. I'm guessing the writers tried to make him very different, because in this one, Clark easily tries to give Lois Lane to this guy. He doesn't even want to fight. Clark Kent in this comic book is known as a wimp. He's not a man of any sort. He won't pick up a fight. He won't even try to defend the woman. In fact, if anyone tries to kill someone, it just seems like, oh, yeah, I don't want to fight, but please don't kill us. It's a very reasonable thing to why Lois Lane does not like Clark Kent at all in this comic book. I think what's really funny about this is that Lois Lane has to be the man of this situation and smacks Butch in the face. Butch just wants to pick up a fight with Clark Kent and literally smacks him or pushes Clark Kent and tells him to fight because he's being a coward. I actually am very embarrassed to see a man like that, because a man is supposed to defend for the person that he loves, even if it kills him. Yeah, Clark Kent doesn't do any of that. He's a sorry excuse for a man. So Butch is angry because she just told him off, and he doesn't like that. So his idea is like, okay, no one's going to tell Butch off, so I'm going to chase after her. Superman sees all of this, goes after the car, and saves the day. He literally chases the car, and when he grabs the car, he shakes it out like a piggy bank. Butch just tries to run off in fear, and Superman's like, nope, and just snatches him up by the back of his shirt. After saving Lois Lane from the incident, he brings her back to the city, only to ask her to not mention anything about this, but she goes ahead and goes to the Daily Star and reports it to the chief, claiming that she saw Superman. So, yeah, she does the exact opposite. Another thing is, when Clark Kent talks to the chief the very next day, he is sent to a small town in South America because a war has broken out. Where does Clark Kent go? He goes to Washington, D.C. instead. So Superman pretty much eavesdrops on the conversation as Clark Kent and also Superman to figure out that the senator has been corrupted by a man named Gear. Senator Barrow says there's a bill and it will pass on. Gear is not taking it lightly. The bill is that the country of America will be embroiled with Europe, and that doesn't make Gear very happy. In response, Gear just says, fine, we'll just take you on financially then. So Superman just comes into the scene and asks Gear, who's sending you to corrupt the senator? And Gear's like, I'm not telling you, I have nothing to say. So Superman just takes him by the foot and leaps out of the building. So he's just hanging there while Superman just has a fun time, goes through wires, telephone wires that is, and Gear's just freaking out. This story is just wild. Superman has a cocky personality, Clark Kent is a wimp, but Superman, it really brings an interesting character even back then. It's really funny how Superman just handles all the crooks with no care. He doesn't kill them, but it just freaks them out with whatever he does. Especially when he takes Gear by the foot and just leaps through the buildings and is like, oh yeah, you'll be fine. There may not be any villains in this comic book, but there's a lot of humor, there's a lot of action, and you could say there's some adventure in it all in one. And drama too. So you got like 4 different genres there. Not to mention, this great comic book is the reason why a lot of cape superheroes exist nowadays. Superman started it all, and it's so iconic. The greatest thing about this video is that Superman recently came out. It is known as one of the most Silver Age comics out there. Great interpretation for Superman that's also connected to a modern day Christopher Reeve. And I've seen a lot of just comic book fans, including Mr. Rogues, love this movie for what it is, bringing back the true Superman for who he is. And this makes me really excited. I'm hoping to watch this movie at the end of the month. I want to know what I feel about this movie. Now, I've seen a lot of spoilers coming around here, so I know differences between certain things and different interpretations. It used to bother me, but I'm starting to grow into liking it. So what's going to happen recently and from now on from YouTube until I get all the villains wrapped up for Superman, I'm going to do non-stop Superman content. Movie reviews, cartoon reviews, which are, from the anime series. Cartoon reviews will just be like, anime shows. Movie reviews will be like anime movies or the live action movies. That's the same thing with Man of Steel as well. I will point out the positive and the negative of those movies and shows. Pretty much, if I really like a movie or a cartoon, it's going to be a lot of positive more than it is negative. But this is what's going to happen. Every single content is going to be Superman. Forgotten villains, top 10 stories, top 10 covers, top 10 designs / artists, and the list goes on. That means the same thing with like comic reviews and complete history. There will also be off-topic things that are not Superman related. That would be like my own stories or my comic books. So yeah, with further ado, I hope you like this video. I'm sorry that was a bit long, but I like to be descriptive as possible. Don't miss the whole meaning of the story. Plus, there was a lot going on with the story anyways. But yeah. With further ado, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you later in the next video.